my passion is collecting retro games. Now, to me, the biggest problem with collecting retro games is being able to play it. Now, when I bought my Atari 2600, I had no idea how difficult it was going to be to hook up to an old TV and play the damn thing. It took me hours to get the TV hooked up and find the correct tune on the TV just to get a picture, any picture, on the screen so I can play the game. It took a long time, but I did it, and unfortunately when I tried playing again, I had to reset the tune, all that, and it just got real troublesome. So I made a huge effort to go out there and get the Retron 77, which is basically your modern day Atari 2600. Now this thing is nothing compared to the Atari Flashback that had some pre-installed games in it. This thing right here, you get the physical cartridge and put it in the console and play the game. And it does the job really well. Now before I get stuck into this console and start talking about how awesome it is, I want to give a special shout out to Paulie, the person I bought this off of on eBay. Now when it comes to buying things in retail, I love people who have a sense of humor. That's kind of my thing. And well, Paulie sent me a message one day saying that he's shipping the item and how I should be getting it pretty soon. I then sent him a message saying, thank you very much, I am very looking forward to getting this because I want to play E.T. And I didn't really expect him to reply to that. I just thought he was going to think I'm some stupid idiot. Probably does now, but anyway. He gave me a special little note which for the absolute life of me I seem to have misplaced before making this video. I had it before, not anymore. Basically saying, thank you very much for your purchase and I hear that E.T. is a great game. Well, I played E.T. and it effing sucks. The big one. And the cool thing I really got to give him credit for is for throwing in some two awesome games, Pitfall and Space Invaders. Now for a huge collector like me, getting the boxes and the games in great quality is, wow, that's pretty bloody cool. So yeah, thank you very much Paulie, this is bloody awesome. Thank you. Alright, so now, the console itself. To most people, this probably isn't a big deal because who the heck has original Atari games that they can just willy-nilly put into a console and play the game? I did my research before I bought this thing and I did hear that you can download every single Atari game in existence, and that is exactly what I did. So yes, you can put the actual cartridge in if you want to do that. But now that I've thought about it more and gotten this cool upgrade for it, I'd rather keep the cartridges in the best condition I can possibly have them in, just because it's a piece of history. So let's take a look at the actual console itself and see if it's something that is worth getting. The console itself is quite small, but it has a lot to offer. On the front you have a save and load option, and there's the power on and off, and of course the two imports for the controller which accepts the original Atari controllers. On the back you have your basic stuff. There's the HDMI output, and this really cool thing on the back is a button called Fry, which I think we'll get to later, the aspect ratio button, and the option to go from color to black and white in game, and there is the memory card. The controller you get in the box is quite loyal to the original Atari one, minus the extra button. I have heard some complaints in my research that it does break over time, but I haven't had any problems with it so far. Unfortunately, not every single cartridge will work on the console, but the ones that do, they run really well. Here's Pitfall, which looks great in HD, and it just runs really well. With some rather easy downloads, you can download every single Atari game in existence and put them onto the console via the memory card. Like, look at this, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the first horror games ever made, and whatever game this was all about. My favorite feature on this console, hands down, is the save and load feature. Being able to save a game is something people back then could possibly only dream of. Do you know how hard it is to play E.T. in its entirety just for a review? Not easy, took hours. Now I can save it, and if I die, just load it back up to before, and I can continue knowing not to do that stupid thing I just did. I have had some compatibility issues, some games won't work, some games would actually turn on, but I can't control them. But there is a list out there that gives you an idea on what those games are that work and which ones don't. So that helps. But being able to download every single Atari game in existence, to me, is quite cool. So thank you, Paulie, once again. This thing, I like it.